Kick the door. Hocus?
She's a little crook, Sergeant Major. But she'll hold.
All right, pop the hatch. Kick the door. Hocus?
She's a little crook, Sergeant Major. But she'll hold.
All right, pop the hatch.
Welcome to HQ. I'm Cypher19. With E3 looming ahead, we've decided to have our own discussion on the commotion. Here's a little Shakespeare to start. Quality or quantity? That is the question. But can we have both is the dividing factor. It is often argued that the game industry is either going south or furthering gaming into the future. In truth, we are in the same rut as we were just 10 years ago, living off past glory.
With Sony releasing games around every corner and Microsoft taking to 343 Industries with sequel after sequel with the Halo franchise, it seems as though all the popular games are trekking on a similar path that has become quite repetitive. It begs the question, should there even be competition? Should games developers be allotted the time to finish their games to their liking and the community's, rather than going head-to-head with other popular first-person shooters? With that being said, Cypher, what are your thoughts on this? Will E3 be up to snuff this year?
I honestly don't think E3 will be good this year. Or at least, I believe that most of the games are probably going to be overhyped and action-packed full of false advertising teasers and shit that make the game look a lot better than it actually is, like usual. Though I do think that some of the games are going to be good.
Personally speaking, I agree with you 110%. E3 is a bunch of hype. At least it is these days. Although I'm glad with Microsoft going towards cross-platform play and less exclusives. Some of the games are going to be good, I suspect, but I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Agreed. Now we'd like to turn to our fellow administrators and their thoughts.
Alright, what's up everybody? My name is Philip, here at the Halo headquarters. I want to discuss to you guys about Road to E3. Sony, they've been dishing out games like it's been hotcakes. And it's not looking really good for Microsoft. Sony, they're willing to try things. For like just recently, within the past 2 months, 22 games already came out. So it's to the point like what is Microsoft doing? We only got like 5-6 games really that are exclusive to us. We only got Halo, which is like top #1. We got Forza, we got Gears, and we got plenty of new ones too. We got Rare Replay, we have Killer Instinct, and we have Recore. Those are like only 6 games that we only have, and it's, like I said, it's not going really well.
Well, there seems to be a reoccurring theme. With Microsoft needing to step up their game, ad campaigns seem to be especially crucial to garner attention and hype. But as stated previously, it is inevitable that what will be presented isn't what we'll be receiving in the actual game. No Man's Sky, Halo 5, and Destiny are just 3 examples of this. No Man's Sky creator Sean Murray answered in a number of interviews yes when prompted as to whether or not a player could interact with other players in the game. In reality, you could not, because there was and is no multiplayer. There are no dinosaurs traversing the vast lands, nor are every one of these points of light a sun, nor do every one of those suns have their own solar system with planet-sized planets orbiting around it. There are invisible barriers around which prevents you from flying through the canyons that were advertised. Yes, part of the game's overhype was due to fanbase. However, the developer blatantly lied about the actual scale of the game and what it featured, which is the root cause of the fury towards the game and its failure to live up to at least half of its generated hype.
As for Halo 5, I'm sure we're all aware of the Hunt the Truth ad campaign and the 50-50 split campaign between Master Chief and Spartan Locke that was promised. It was, however, not delivered as such. Master Chief was only a playable character in 3 out of the 15 total missions, and there was no actual hunt. Meanwhile, in Destiny, it was originally planned to have a traditional campaign with cutscenes for every mission, explaining the lore of its fictional universe, but we ultimately didn't get that at launch, but according to Destiny's diehard fans, the Taken King DLC made it better than it was upon release.
As time goes by, a pattern forms. That pattern being, the more mainstream a game is, the more repetitive it becomes. And most games that aren't in the hype are usually good. I think I speak for many when I say this should be the other way around in any industry, not just gaming.
With bigger popularity, a lot of folks say it all boils down to the pressure the developer is put under, and thus is forced to cave in to the masses. However, this is different for everyone and brings us back to the question of competition being necessary or not. Anyone can see deadlines being needed, but including a feature in your game that has no place being there, but is in for the sake of competing with another shooter, which once again doesn't have anything to do with the story you've created, simply doesn't add up.
In short, competition should make sense. Otherwise, it has no place. It's like putting an MMO up against a basic first-person shooter. Of course, the MMO is a bigger game with a large array of expansive environments to explore. 343 Industries seem to have caved in that pressure with Halo 5. The outcry at Cortana's nude form in Halo 4 leading to her strikingly different appearance in Halo 5 is proof of that.
Indeed, a more assertive approach towards every uproar would serve them better in the long run. Moreover, the gaming industry today feels locked in with microtransactions and paid DLC. Activision's Call of Duty pushes this heavily. Destiny already had the same input. Will its sequel suffer the same fate, seeing as most of the game revolved around DLC?
We shall see. In other news, Microsoft has reportedly extended their presentation time. If they have more than 90 minutes of material to showcase, it could be how their way of stepping up their game as exclusives become limited. Microsoft has been advocating for cross-platform play between the Xbox, PC, and PlayStation.
Frankly, I think cross-platform play is a great proposition. Companies should quit with locking consumers in with single exclusives because that can only go on for so long before people get tired of it. And it does look like exclusives are no longer grabbing gamers' attention.
I say, if cross-platform play can't be done, which it can, it's just up to the executives, we should instead direct our efforts towards a universal platform, uniting everyone under one roof, officially ending the console wars.
Speaking of console wars and exclusives, the current $60 price point for the unfinished games that get released these days is overpriced. Add in the cost of DLC and the total skyrockets.
It should at least be lowered to $30 or $40 to account for the extra DLC that the consumers will have to pay for in order to have a completed game.
And that wraps up a hefty discussion for HQ's Road to E3. Join us next week on a new series of ours called Aftermath, where we talk about all things gaming and more.
If you would like a chance to speak your mind on Headquarters video discussions, simply shoot us a message on our Facebook page at Halo Headquarters or follow us on Twitter at Running Riot HQ.
Replacement. The ring you destroyed.
When did you know?
Just now. But I had my hopes. What will you do?
Light it.
Then we are agreed. A tactical pulse will completely eradicate the local infestation. I will personally oversee the final preparations, though it will take time to fabricate.
How will you light